Jennifer Mindike here with your daily 60 seconds of biblical inspiration for your day. Today I'm going to read from James chapter 1, verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. You know, a lot of us, we listen to the word, and we even read the word. But how often do we really do the word? I came across this story, and I think it really illustrates this really well. So let's pretend that you work for me. In fact, you are my executive assistant in a company that's growing rapidly. I'm the owner, and I'm interested in expanding overseas. To pull this off, I make plans to travel abroad and stay there until the new branch office gets established. And I make all the arrangements to take my family, and we move to Europe for 6 to 8 months. But I leave you in charge of the business here. And I tell you that I'm going to write to you regularly, and I'll give you directions and instructions. So I'm providing you the information you need. I leave, you stay. The months pass. I mail letters regularly, so I give you your instructions, tell you exactly what I expect you to do. And finally the day comes that I come back. I return. And so I get back, and I go down to the office, and I drive up, and the lawn hasn't really been mowed. A couple of the windows are broken. I think, well, maybe there was a storm recently or something happened recently. So I go in, and the receptionist is sitting there, and she's doing her nails and chewing gum and listening to the radio. She's not really doing her job. She doesn't even look up when I walk in. So I head down the hall, and I notice that it doesn't look like anybody's cleaned in a while. The trash cans are overflowing. The carpet looks kind of gross. And I stop in to one of the offices, and I realize it's been turned into a rec room. There's a ping pong table, a little pinball machine, PlayStation. I keep going, and there's another office. And it's been turned into like a home theater. There's a big screen TV and a nice DVD, Blu-ray player, really comfy chairs. And I'm looking for you because you're supposed to be in charge. And I'm walking along, and I finally, I'm seeing all these things, and nobody even looks at me when I walk by. Nobody's doing any work. Everybody's just messing around. And I finally find you in your office with your feet up on your desk, playing around on Facebook. And I say, hey, what's going on? And you say, oh, hey, you're back. Good to see you. Good to see you. I say, well, what's going on here? You say, well, what do you mean what's going on here? Well, didn't you get any of my letters? Letters. Oh, yeah. We got every single one of your letters. And in fact, we not only read each and every one of your letters, but we split them up into groups, and we studied your letters. We held letter studies every Tuesday. So you studied my letters. Oh, yeah. We memorized portions of them. You want to hear it? So you studied my letters. You memorized portions of my letters. Some of you even can quote all of my letters. But what did you do about the letters? What do you mean do about the letters? Yeah, I sent you these letters for instruction. How to run the business while I was gone. What did you do about them? You didn't do anything. How many many of us treat the Word of God like that? We read it, we listen to it, we study it, we memorize it. How many of us do all those things? But we don't do any of the Word. See, the Word of God wasn't given to us just to read. It's not literature. It's not just a letter to read and listen to. But too many of us treat it that way. I myself I'm as guilty as anyone. I love reading the Bible. I love studying the Word of God. I love finding these really cool nuggets of information in there. But then comes the part where you actually have to do something with the information. Learning it isn't enough. Memorizing it isn't enough. You actually have to put it into practice. You have to be doers of the Word. Because we can study and read and listen all we want, and we can know that that's probably not something I should be doing, or that is something I should be doing. But if we don't not do that and do that, then what's the point? What's the point of spending hours reading and studying and learning and gathering information if you don't put any of it into practice, if you don't actually do any of the Word? We have to do the Word of God. We have to do more than learn the Word of God. It actually has to become a part of who we are. It has to become our lifestyle. Because at some point, the Lord is going to return and He's going to say, I sent you letters. I gave you everything you needed. What did you do about it? And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be one that says, do? We didn't do anything about it. I studied it. I memorized it. But I didn't do anything about it. He gave us this gospel. He gave it to us, not just to read and to study, but to share it. And not just to share it in a hey, read this, isn't it cool kind of way, but in a hey, if you do this, it will change your life. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to become. Don't just read the Word. Let it change your life. And then share it so it can change someone else's life. We've been too passive about it. We've been too passive about the Word of God. And even those of us who really are on fire for God, a lot of times are way too passive about it. We read things and we discover things, and there's so many times where I read something and I say, oh my gosh, this is what we need. This is what we need. And then I go back to doing the same old thing. Read the Word of God. Take it into yourself and change. Change with the Word. Allow that Word to change you. Put it into practice. It's not just going to change you by osmosis. You have to actually put some effort into some things. Some of the things it asks you to do are hard. Some of the things it tells you to give up are hard. Sometimes the things that it's telling you to do, hey, go out and share this with somebody. That can be so hard because we don't want to be rejected and we don't want people to think we're weird. But you have to do the Word of God. Be ye a doer of the Word and not just a hearer, not just a reader. Do it. Just become a doer and it will change your entire life. Be a doer. Have a wonderful day. God bless. Goodbye.